the emphasis that you guys have put on saying, hey, we got to put the results on tape in this last game. How much has that been the talk?
I mean, not for sure. Like we talked about, I think the goal is to win. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're not here to practice well in practice and then, not win the game. So never. But so we're just focused on winning. And of course, it's never great energy coming in after a game with the loss, whether it's preseason or not. So that's what we want to do is win.
Justin, obviously this last one, you played a lot more minutes than expected. Are you kind of expecting that in this next game, or?
I'm not really going into any game expecting. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I kind of like it that way. I don't like to, saying I'm going to get this amount of drives. Like I said, I kind of felt that I was going to stay in last game, so you just never know how the game might play out.
I know that Russ is going to start in this game, Mike just said, but do you anticipate getting any reps with the first team line or George, Najee, any of those guys? Is that something that you want or need?
I mean, of course it's something that I want, but at the end of the day, I don't make those decisions, so that's above my pay grade. So, I think that's a question for Coach T. And
where do you feel like you are in this quarterback competition? Obviously, you haven't named a starter for week one.
Like I said, I think that's the question for Coach T. I mean, I don't.
What do you think you've shown?
I mean, I think I've shown, what I can do. I think, the time that I did have with the ones practicing in training camp, I think that went well. I think we grew a lot each and every day, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's not up to me. So, I mean, I'm just going to come in here every day, each and every day, the same person, being a leader for this team and work my butt off and everything else you can.
Do you think about it or you just block it out?
I mean, I try to not think about stuff that I can't control. I try to just think about the stuff that I can control. So I can't control whether or not I'm going to be named the starter. I can control how I come in every day, how I work every day, and how I treat my teammates each and every day. So yeah.
Justin, how do you balance? You want to stay within the structure of the play, and Russell talked about this yesterday. But you have a great arm. You've shown that you can launch the ball deep. How do you control the balance of wanting to stay within the play, but also wanting to show, hey, I can connect on those plays downfield in this offense?
I mean, you just gotta, kind of know when it's the right time to take those risks downfield, when it's that time to take a shot downfield. I think we talk a lot about the intent of the play. You got plays where you're just looking for a completion, and you got your plays where you're trying to take shots downfield. So just knowing when those, when it's that time of the game to take shots downfield, to try to make a play, and you also know other times where it's time to just get the ball in your hands or just try to get a completion or a get back on track situation. So.
Justin, as a group, what's keeping what you guys are doing in practice from showing up in games?
I think one, I think the first 2 weeks we didn't really game plan much. We were kind of in training camp mode. Still not an excuse for not putting up as many points as we want on the board, but I think just overall execution. So I think if everybody does their job the way we know we can, we're gonna do what we're supposed to do.
You played in Detroit a fair amount after being in Chicago. I mean, do you have any memories or thoughts about going back into Ford Field with a different team?
I mean, I have a lot. Of course, I'm familiar with this team, with this, what they do schematically on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm just excited to go in there with a new group and see how we do Saturday.
You got through an entire training camp with 2 preseason games in Arthur's offense. How do you feel like your skill set fits well inside of what he wants to do offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think his offense is very expandable. I think he can adjust to who's in the game. So he has a lot that he can do when I'm in the game, and of course Russ is in there too. So I think it's very flexible. So but I feel great overall. Like I said, I think we're learning and growing each and every day.
We've seen what George and Van can do a lot. What have you seen from some of the guys battling it out for the other roster spots like Scotty, Quez?
Yeah, Scotty, Quez, Calvin. They've been great, especially with the downfield stuff. I feel bad when guys are one-on-one with Scotty. He makes a lot of guys look foolish out there on the field. And Calvin, he's a guy that can take the top off and get open in small spaces too. So it's good having those guys. And then Quez, we've seen in the training camp, he can take the top off, and he's great at tracking deep balls. So all those guys have their relative skills, and I'm excited to see what they do this last preseason game. Sure.
You felt pretty good afterwards?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been fine since everything came back, and so pretty much since right after the game, I was pretty good, and as the days were leading on, I've been great. No symptoms, no nothing. So
yeah, obviously now the final preseason game. Just what are you hoping to prove in this last one?
Yeah, just to continue to stack. I was telling the other guys, I've really enjoyed the preseason because it's slowing the game down a lot. You know, it's not like we're just jumping right into week one and then you have to adjust on the fly. Like, it's really cool to, you know, week one for me was, you know, super fast. I was super eager. And then week two kind of felt like, you know, hey, it's slowing down. Like, the defense is coming to you, you're able to play fast. And then this next week just going to continue to build. So when I go to Atlanta, I'm able to, you know, fly around and play like myself.
Have you learned, I don't know if it's intentionally picking next to two veteran guys in your position? Is that, have you learned, you pick up things just being here? Is that part of, does that help the proximity even?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, you know, I say it all the time, they help me so much, but to see, like, in meetings and even when we're right here, like PQ and E-Rob, they'll just be talking ball. And just how smart those guys are, just the little things that I pick up, like, I don't even tell them sometimes, but I'll just be over listening and hear them and then take it to the field and apply it. So just, I mean, PQ is one of the best, if not the best in the game, and E-Rob has been in the league for so long. I mean, he's so smart. So just, you know, being able to take stuff from them and, you know, just the stuff that they talk about, I mean, it's truly amazing to see how they view the game and how they know ball.
I know you're new, obviously, to them, but they're new to each other too, but they've already become so tight.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Coach, these two have become,
Yeah.
you know, just, they're veterans, they've been around a while,
Right.
but they act like they've known each other for years.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I think we have a special linebacker group. I think there's no egos in there, which is, you know, awesome. You know, you hear a lot about that stuff when you come into the NFL, but we don't have egos in there. You know, everybody's trying to help everybody, and everybody wants to be the best in the world. So, I mean, we're just all helping each other and flourishing off of each other. So it's been really cool to be in that room, and, you know, credit to Coach AC for just the energy and the vibes that he brings in there.
Back to this final preseason game. It is a preseason game, but you're going into Ford Field where it's typically known to have a crazy environment. It's your first road game in the NFL. Just, do you think you're mentally ready for all of that, and how are you going to kind of handle that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing in front of crowds and hostile environments for a long time, and, you know, since I've been in Pittsburgh, I mean, we were playing in front of 10,000 people every day in practice. So, I mean, these fans up here are crazy, and I don't think there's an atmosphere that's louder or better. So I'm just super excited to go there. And at the end of the day, it's just a ball game. I mean, we play in between those white lines, so if you're able to blur things out, it's just like a normal game to you.
Looks like you guys are really building that cohesion that you set out to do back in OTAs and minicamp. What do you contribute that kind of building that camaraderie to?
Just the want to. You know, we all understand the group that we could have if everybody's all in, all hands on deck. So that's kind of just been the message. You know, all hands on deck. Everybody doing their 1/11th. Everybody, you know, being encouraged about what we could be. You know, being optimistic and seeing what we could be. So I think that's just drawing everybody to come in and just go hard. And we've been feeding off each other with that, so it's been awesome.
Obviously, a lot of new additions to this defense this offseason, including yourself. How do you see yourself fitting into this defense?
Playmaker, key piece. You know, I feel confident about what I bring to the defense. I always had confidence in my game, so excited to be out here running around with some great players. But I definitely see myself being a key impact to what we do too. So, you know, I'm very confident about going into it.
Do you attribute a lot of that to, like, your experience? I mean, obviously, years in the NFL.
Yeah, my experience is one, but just, you know, ability, just what I bring to the table. I feel like, you know, it's the perfect place, perfect environment for somebody like me to flourish, and that's what I look forward to doing for real. That's what I expect to do. So.
This Saturday, it'll be your first time on the road with this team.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that? Obviously, kind of a tough environment.
Yeah, dope though, because I've always been hearing that, you know, this fans travel really well. So I'm excited to see that. You know, we got on the road this week, first two games on the road. So I'm excited to see, you know, how the fan base come out. You know, they've been awesome ever since, you know, 7 foot until Latrobe. So I'm just excited to see the fans come out and support.
Obviously, we saw you lining up at wide receiver a couple times the past few weeks and stuff. Just how's that going? Did you anticipate a move to wide receiver at all?
No. Just trying to show my athletic ability, right? Like, I feel like I've been blessed with a lot of athletic ability, and so I want to show what all I can do, right? I want to show however that looks like, if I can help this team in any way, and so I'm trying to show the full role here, and so that's what I've been trying to do.
What's it like playing in those new kickoffs?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a learning curve. You know, I feel like we've gotten better every week, and so hopefully going to continue in that trend, and hopefully try to pop a big one this week. We'll see, but excited about the scheme that we got in this week.
Obviously, it looks very different as a viewer. Does it feel that different when you're playing it?
Well, before this, I hadn't, returned a bunch of kickoffs, right? And so I really didn't have a great feel of what the old one felt like. Yeah. But it's been, new for everybody. But nonetheless, it's still a lot of fun to get out there and still waiting on a big one, right? And so, but we've been getting better every week, as I'm saying. Hopefully, we keep doing that.
Do you maybe hope that big one comes on Saturday, or what do you hope to get out of Saturday?
Shoot, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you want to get out there, always want to make a big play, right? And so, yeah, hopeful for that, right? What I hope for Saturday, I hope that I'm able to display all that I'm able to do, right? And hopefully have success at the highest level.